I am live. Okay. Live, no one's watching me. But you know what? That doesn't mean I'm not live. I'm living and I'm also processing things. So this is coming after the fact. This podcast is an after the fact podcast. Technically, every podcast is an after the fact podcast because we're talking about things that happened in the past after fact. Big brain. But we are going to be talking about my play. What play? The Zoom play. The reason I call it the Zoom play is because it was a play that we performed on Zoom. I'm going to say that again. A play, as in a theater show, that a show that happens on stage, performed on Zoom. I don't care what people say. That is not theater. And okay, maybe it could be theater in a weird way if it was happening live. But it wasn't. It was pre-recorded and then just shown, which is it's a weird video. It's a weird short movie, maybe. But it is not a theater show. It is not a play. Why am I saying theater show? Because my brain is kind of meshed. It's just been squished by this experience in my brain. But what was it? What was this show? I don't know. And I was in it. I was an actor in the show, and if you ask me what the hell happened, I think it had something to do with home. That's all I know. That is all I know at this point, and I had to sing this stupid song and for a deaf thing. I didn't mention this. Okay, background info. I'm fluent in ASL. I know, woe's me. Tragic backstory. Why is it woe's me? That's not it. I know, cool, awesome. That's what it should be. I know, cool, awesome, fluent in ASL. Like, oh my god, look at this talent I got. But so in this deaf show, theater, short movie, weird, not entirely sure what to call it thing, they made me sing a song, and that's okay, but the song made no sense, and you know what, I'm going to get into that later, and I have a very strict time limit to keep because of events outside of my control. However, we're going to start. So I log into Zoom and I am ready to go. I am like, okay, they must have like some kind of plan. Like, we're going to get to know you guys a bit today. Tomorrow we're going to do some acting exercises. And then after that, we're going to come up with a show and start film it, or perform it, or whatever they would have called it. Oh, God, no, it was not that. It was not that at all. It was, we got in, met each other. Like, we had to review some sign because there were kids there who didn't know sign, which is fine. It's good that they're learning it. But I kid you not, they had these special guests, right? That they taught us about stuff. And the first special guest, and I was really excited to meet this person because she was a director of a recently produced Zoom play performance that I watched over YouTube or Vimeo or something like that. I'm pretty sure it was Vimeo. So I watched it there, and I was like, oh, she have a lot of good tips about how to act and things like that. She's probably going to talk about that. She didn't. She talked about the yoga wheel, the wheel of sun or something. I don't care enough about that to know. Why would I care about that? You come to a group of actors, deaf actors. Like, there were some deaf hearing actors, but whatever. And you are a deaf director, and you want to help us act in Zoom. And this is something none of us have ever done before. Right? So it's a very new experience, and you have experience directing in it, so you can tell us how to use our camera and space. She did it. It was all about the yoga. Why I stayed after that point, I don't know. Oh, that's why I knew this thing was not going to be anything. I don't know what I was expecting, but it certainly was not that. No, I told you what I was expecting. Yeah, you guys knew what I was expecting. I was expecting to go and get to know everybody. Tomorrow they would like come up with this show, acting exercise. And we didn't know acting, actually. We didn't know actual traditional acting as traditional acting is say a line. I mean, you don't need to do that for traditional you don't need to do that with some shows and stuff, but if we're doing a theater camp and this is what we have, the last thing you want to make us do is non-traditional acting. Like, that's okay to put us outside our comfort zones, but we are in our bedrooms, lady. We are literally needing to be in our comfort zone right now because none of us know how to act in our rooms, because this is where we don't have to act and we can just lie down and but okay, so that happened, and then the next day somehow they messed up the communication so badly, and I don't want anyone to blame this on the interpreters because I was watching the signs myself. I was not listening to the interpreters. I was watching the signs because I am fluent in ASL. So before anybody's like, oh my God, don't just because of the interpreter. No, don't give me that excuse.
I worked it out.
Ah! No!
What happened?